Good morning and welcome back to the football feed with Queen City Newsfeed. I'm Cash Matlock, and as always, I'm joined by Rob Allen. And Rob, this may be our final show today.
Yeah, we are down to the, I guess you would say, the nitty-gritty here. We're down to just a few teams left and one playing for a state championship this week.
Yes, and I do believe you predicted that they would go to the state championship. Run that clip back. Can we run that clip
Run
back?
that beautiful bean footage. But yeah, we do have one team playing for state, and college football is we're only 2 weeks left in the regular season before we get into conference championships and bowls and all this other stuff. So yeah, we're kind of getting toward the end of this. So.
It feels like just yesterday that we started.
Oh, this beautiful baby that came out, and now it's growing into such a beautiful child now.
Yeah. And it came out screaming.
That's right. It's screaming, kicking, and screaming.
Yes, covered in blood, yes. All right, man. Well, let's give a special thank you to our sponsors real quick before we get started. So I do want to kick things off with Tammy Thompson's Bail Bonds 101. If you need help fast, Tammy Thompson's 101 is always on call, serving Lauderdale, Clark, Newton, and surrounding counties with confidential 24/7 support. Give her a call at 601-513-9588 or go by and see her at 600 Constitution Avenue. She's got a whole team. She's great. They've got your back, and I do believe that first consultation is free.
Fantastic. Tammy's been on board with us for a while now, and cannot thank her enough. Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of on board since the beginning, how about our friends down at All-Star Team Sports? You know, I mentioned this last week. We're getting into basketball season now. A few teams are playing soccer right now. Whatever you need for those seasons, they have it down at All-Star Team Sports. Or if you're, mom or dad out there, grandparents, you go to the ball games and you want something customized with your school's logo on it, they can do it down at All-Star Team Sports. Jason and them are fantastic, located near downtown Meridian. 601-483-7385. There you see the number. And get in touch with them today, and they can put an order in for you. And, hey, you know what? Christmas is around the corner.
It is.
Christmas shopping at All-Star.
You better get it in if you want something
That's
customized.
right, exactly.
All right, well, speaking of clothing, Ujjwal Kumar with Dillard's Men's Department at Uptown Meridian is also an official sponsor of the football feed, and he is a style expert. So whether you want to freshen up what you already have or get something new, maybe you're looking for a holiday gift this year for dad or for your brother or whoever, go by Dillard's and ask for Ujjwal. He is an expert. He can help you out when it comes to clothing. He has put me in a suit. He's put Rob in a suit.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. And, just look at him.
Sharp-looking guys on that screen right there.
Yeah, he looks like he knows how to dress. So.
Absolutely. Also want to thank our friends down at Brickhaus Brewtique. And, with college football season nearly coming to an end, that is the perfect spot to go watch your favorite game this weekend on the big screens at 2206 Front Street. They got the largest selection of craft beer here in Mississippi and some seriously good handcrafted food. And they are your spot whether you're catching the game, just hanging out with friends or kicking back after a long week. Maybe a little bit of a kind of a relaxation before the Thanksgiving week that is quickly approaching. Do it down there at Brickhaus. And, of course, Bill always wants to say, go Blue. Michigan playing well down the stretch right here. And, of course, you can visit them in downtown Meridian. Once again, that's 2206 Front Street. Can't miss them. And there you see their website on the screen as well. That's Brickhaus Brewtique.
All right, Rob. So we have, what is it, like one broadcast, right? And it's just the Lamar championship game, right? Will that be broadcast this week?
Yes, it will be. That is no doubt the game of the week this week. It is a championship ball game. The game will not be on Friday. It will be on Saturday. So bear that in mind. The game will be on Saturday. I know a lot of people are worried about the weather tomorrow. I know we got some rain kind of moving in late tonight into tomorrow. But
I'll call it a favor.
You call it a favor. So weather should be fine for the other games tomorrow night. But, the big one is on Saturday. It's going to be over at Mississippi College in Clinton. They're at MC. And Lamar taking on Brookhaven Academy, and Lamar won 40-6 last week.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy how well they played. And I would say right now Lamar, that was their best game they played in every phase of the game last week. Defensively, they were fantastic. Some of the younger guys even got a chance to play toward the end, which that's always valuable minutes for those guys to get on the field. And Brookhaven Academy is an interesting story. They have played nothing but road playoff games. They went down to Simpson Academy, won by a couple of scores to open up the playoffs. They go to Silliman last week and win by 30-plus on the road. So they are a hot team right now, just like Lamar is. So these two teams are going to collide this weekend, and this is the first state championship Lamar has been in. The game actually since, I believe, 2018, 2019.
So they're hungry for it.
So, and here's the thing about it, doing the research for this ball game this week, Lamar has played Brookhaven in the past, but here's the thing, Lamar is 0-3 all time against Brookhaven, and one of those losses was in a state championship back in 2009, which I was on the play call for. I remember that just like yesterday, losing that ball game. So this is a big one for Lamar. It's been a fun
rematch.
It's a fun. They're both 8-4. Look pretty even across the board here. So this should be a great championship game. We'll have the game on OKK.
Do you think it could go either way, kind of, or just based on track record?
I would get. I mean, obviously Lamar is slightly a favorite in this game, being the higher seed, but Brookhaven is a dangerous team because they have done so well on the road. And I think that they're playing good football right now, and Lamar's playing good football too. So I think it's going to be a tight game. Should be well attended. It's a Saturday afternoon game because you got to remember Mississippi State's not playing this weekend. Ole Miss is not playing this weekend. Southern Miss is
all
on the
eyes
road.
are on Lamar.
So it should be a big crowd over there for the game on Saturday. Different start time, 2:30 broadcast time on Saturday on 97 OKK for this game. And I tell you what, really looking forward to it. I've had a great pleasure. This is my 10th state championship to call on radio. And they get better and better every time we go over there. We've been at Mississippi College in the past. We've been over at Jackson Academy in the past. I've called several with Meridian High School, but it seems like a great accomplishment for us because we go on the road with these guys every week, all these home games. You start back in mid-August, and now you're sitting here in mid to late November, and you get to watch this story unfold and tell these guys' story. And now maybe the story will be finished up with them hoisting up a trophy on Saturday. So
I think that would be really cool, and I think it would give my page good numbers. So I'm really rooting for it.
Well, and here's the thing about it. I did want to mention this too. Lamar's got a lot of activities planned around tomorrow and Saturday. The team is leaving campus at 10 a.m. on Saturday. They're going to have like a big send-off for the team as they go over. So I imagine a lot of folks are going to be lining, on the roads there by campus to kind of give them a little wave off. And I believe the Sheriff's Department and others are going to escort them over to Clinton.
Nice.
They're having a big pep rally on campus tomorrow. They're
gonna
doing,
be big.
They're doing like a parade through the elementary school tomorrow so the kids can cheer them on. So
As they should.
It's a lot of big
deal.
things coming up tomorrow and, of course, Saturday. And I think they're going to eat a big breakfast on Saturday morning at 8. Dance and cheer are going to be involved in that. So the school has done a great job of really making this not just a football event, but it's a community event, and that's what's really cool about it. So I really encourage everyone to get behind them. And, boy, they played hard all year. They got a lot of great seniors, and it's been a fun group to be around this year personally. But they are a lot of fun to announce and watch them develop as good athletes. And there's going to be, I think we may have some happy fans coming home Saturday night, or at least we hope.
Good,
so.
yes. I hope so, too. And I'll be wearing my red and blue.
There you go. Yeah. So, but it'll be fun. We're looking forward to the play call on Saturday, so it should be fun.
Okay, awesome. Well, let's move on down. We got a couple other high school games, not as many as we had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, just a handful here. And do want to talk about your Clarkdale Bulldogs. The Bulldogs.
Yes. I didn't jinx them.
They have made it to this round of the playoffs, the third round. They have never done that before.
Oh, I know.
And Clark, it's amazing. They have gone on the road twice and won 2 very tight football games.
Yep.
And they made the big long road trip last week. Now, unfortunately, it gets pretty hard this week.
Well, I was about to say, it's Heidelberg, and we've seen the type of points they score throughout the former weeks. And I mean, they are usually leading pretty heavily. I mean, that a couple weeks ago they were in the 70s, right?
I think when they played Newton High School, they got up to over 70 points, and they scored at least 40 or 50 last week. And these two teams met at Clarkdale earlier in the season, and Heidelberg Heidelberg is for real. We all knew going into the season they were going to be one of the favorites to come out of that classification. But you know what? Clarkdale's heavy underdog going in here. But you know what?
You never know.
This is a history-making team that has never made it to the third round.
And they have famous alumni. I mean, can we talk about that for a minute?
Look at you. I see what you're doing there.
Stars are born and made and crafted like diamonds in the Clarkdale community.
The what's the slogan at the University of Alabama? Where legends are made.
Yeah, exactly.
Where stars are made. That could be Clarkdale's new slogan.
Yeah, and they'll be like, who is he again?
Who's he again?
Did he go here?
But regardless of what happens in that, with big kudos to Clarkdale. Great job this year. And like I said, I'm not writing their story off and saying they're going to lose. I'm just giving you the facts as they are.
Yeah,
Heidelberg is just a really good team.
I think we all see this, and we kind of know, like, you know, we've seen Heidelberg's history.
Yeah.
And Clarkdale has a great track record. But
Sure.
Heidelberg, the way they play the game is different, and I don't know. But you know what? We're rooting for them. So.
Go down there, show up, play hard, and just whatever happens, it happens. So, another big game is Union hosting Raleigh. Union still our only undefeated team in the area as they look to keep that streak going. Tough Raleigh team going to Union tomorrow night. These are all Friday night games, by the way. Kemper County is traveling to Northside, and then you got Neshoba Central. Still rolling here in the playoffs. They will go take on a 10-win Ridgeland team tomorrow night as well. So those are the big games in the area other than the Lamar state title game. But we still got a few teams hanging on. And what's so fun about it, I know a lot of people are always like, oh, if you win this game, you get to go to the South State or North State Championship, and it's during Thanksgiving week. Oh, the planning and everything like that. If you talk to coaches, you love to have that problem, having to plan your practice schedule around school being out, Thanksgiving holiday. It's a tough juggling act. I've been there before on the broadcast end, getting ready for a Friday night game after Thanksgiving. It's pretty challenging, but you want to be in that position, and some of these teams are looking to be in that position next week.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, do we move on to college football?
Yeah, let's move on down to college football, and this is kind of a mixed bag of games here. As we mentioned, both Mississippi State and Ole Miss are off this week as they get ready for the battle for the Golden Egg next week in Starkville.
The Golden Egg.
Yeah, the Egg Bowl will be next weekend. And by the way, that will be a Friday game the day after Thanksgiving. It'll be an early kickoff at 11, so just bear that in mind for the State and Ole Miss folks. But Southern Miss trying to rebound after a pretty tough loss to Texas State last week. Southern Miss has had a good run of wins there lately, but they go take on a 3-win South Alabama team. Southern Miss is only like a 2 or 3 point favorite going into this ball game, according to the degenerate gamblers out there. So.
Now, I feel like Southern has really, like, if you just look over the course of the past 5-10 years, it's very different. Like, they've come a long way, and I feel like they're doing better.
Yeah, they're going to be in a bowl game no matter what happens. They've got above 6 wins, so they're going to be going to a postseason bowl, which is great for that program, and be another challenge on the road at South Alabama. South Alabama only 3 wins, but they had a pretty tough schedule of non-conference games this year. But I like Southern Miss in that ball game.
Okay, and then Eastern Illinois at Alabama.
There's the Roll Tide. Roll Tide. What happened to the Tide last week? Got beat by Oklahoma.
We're not allowed to talk about that.
Yeah, no. But here's the thing about it for Alabama. That loss did not hurt them that much. I know they did fall to number 10 in the playoff 12. They are still in the mix here to get into the postseason as far as the national championship goes.
That sounds like something an Alabama fan would say. That loss didn't matter.
It didn't matter much.
Well, that loss didn't count.
What are you talking about? But no, they're sitting where they need to be at. I kind of used the example I used last week with Ole Miss. Everything is in their hands going ahead. Yeah. I mean, they win, they're in. The second loss is not a backbreaker for them. They'll win this game easily. This is a non-conference game. They'll win this one easily. It's senior day. But next week, you got to go to Auburn for the Iron Bowl. And the reason I kind of changed my tone on that is because you have to go to Auburn. Mm-hmm. And I know Auburn's not having the type of season they would like, but still.
But it's their turf.
But it's their turf. It's hard to win there at Jordan-Hare Stadium. So we'll see what happens. That's the big game next week for Alabama. But, yeah, they'll cruise in this one pretty easily. So.
Okay. Arkansas at Texas.
Yeah, Texas losing last week to Georgia on the road, that pretty much knocks them out of the playoff 12 with 3 losses now. Arkansas, man, they're really reeling and still in that search for whoever's going to be their head coach, because that's all really anybody's focused on is who's going to be coaching who next season. But I like Texas here. Arkansas, been a tough season for them. So.
Okay, Missouri at Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma kind of in the same situation that Alabama's in. It's in their hands. They have to take care of business. You know, Missouri walloped Mississippi State pretty good last week. Oklahoma with the big road win at Alabama. Oklahoma's still one of the better defensive teams in the SEC, and Missouri, they have their challenges at time offensively because they're down to a third-string quarterback that's looking somewhat better, but Missouri runs the ball so well. Oklahoma defends the run really well, but I still like Oklahoma. It's a home game there in Norman, and, of course, Oklahoma still in the mix for one of those playoff spots.
Okay, Kentucky at Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt,
It's shocking, right?
Vanderbilt, I think they're going to win this game, but with Vanderbilt, if they keep winning, they still have Tennessee left. That's their rival game next week.
Oh, yeah.
If Vanderbilt takes care of what they have to take care of, they could sneak in possibly with some help in front of them, get into the playoff 12. Who would have thought that Vanderbilt football in the playoffs? It's amazing.
It's about time, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they've been successful in other sports, but they have to win out and have a little bit of help in front of them. Like some teams have to lose in front. Probably maybe a few slots in front of them in the playoff 12. But hey, it's in their hands. They take care of it. A little bit of help, you never know, might get in there.
That is going to be interesting.
Very interesting. So,
all right, Tennessee at Florida.
Yeah, Tennessee at Florida. This traditionally has been it's kind of a hidden rivalry. These two teams, when they play back in the Spurrier days when he was at Florida, this usually had a lot riding on it. What was then the SEC East, but obviously since they've combined all the SEC schools into one, it's a little bit of a different ball game now. Of course, Florida trending in the wrong direction since they fired Napier. They've only got 3 or 4 wins this year. Tennessee has been one of those teams you can't quite figure out this year. Florida played Ole Miss very tight last week. Of course, there's all the talk with Lane Kiffin this week. I mean, if you open up your phone, you're going to get a Kiffin story about that situation. I'm not going to go into that because that could be a whole 2-hour discussion. That could be a 2-hour discussion.
I don't have anything else to do.
But yeah, I like Tennessee going on the road here, but I would not be shocked if Florida was hanging around in the fourth quarter.
Okay, I got you. And then do we want to briefly touch on Michigan? Do we have anything on Michigan?
I did not
come back to it.
We can circle back around on Michigan. But, Michigan's got their big game next week with the Ohio State, and that's the big rivalry game that's going to have a lot riding on it next week for the Michigan Wolverines. Of course, Michigan was able to squeeze out a big win last week at Wrigley Field against Northwestern. But, looking at Michigan here, they go to Maryland this week. That'll be a 3 o'clock game on the Big Ten Network. Maryland 4-6, Michigan 8-2. Michigan's a 2-touchdown favorite in that ball game. It's a game for Michigan for our buddy Bill down at Brickhaus. You don't want to overlook this ball game because of the big game you got next week with obviously Ohio State, your big rival. And by the way, that Ohio State and Michigan game will be at Michigan next week. So this is the week for both those teams.
Favoring him. Favoring Bill.
It's one of those weeks you don't want to overlook your current opponent and thinking about that game next week because the Michigan Ohio State game is probably one of the best rivalry games in college football. But Michigan Maryland, Michigan should take care of it, but you don't want to overlook Maryland. So,
well, I love how Bill has his own segment.
He does his own Michigan segment. It's Michigan Sports Talk.
It's Bill's Corner.
Bill's Corner.
All right, man. So let's move on to the NFL then. And we've got Atlanta Falcons at New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, the Saints coming off a bye week. Of course, they beat the Panthers 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago. They get the Falcons coming in. Falcons are really reeling. Michael Penix Jr. Is injured, so they're having to go to Kirk Cousins as their quarterback right now. Atlanta has lost a lot of heartbreakers this year. And I did see this morning, and by the way, this is going to be a late afternoon kickoff on Sunday in that late Fox window on Sunday. The Saints are wearing all black uniforms.
Oh, okay.
Not just the jersey tops and pants. They're wearing black helmets.
That's cool.
Yeah,
they've
always wore the gold helmets with the fleur de lis on the side, but now they're going to go full black helmets, jerseys, pants, everything. So that's a little bit of a different look.
It will be different.
Yeah, it's going to be at the Superdome this week. But these two teams, rivals, throw the records out the window. Should be a good matchup.
Okay. Indianapolis Colts at Kansas City Chiefs.
Can you
Taylor Swift.
Can you believe it? As we sit here right now on November the 20th, if the playoffs started now, the Fighting Taylor Swifts would not be in the playoffs.
Crazy.
They are 5-5 right now.
Crazy.
An interesting number about the Chiefs here. In one-score games this year, that'd be one possession. They are 0-5. Usually that's not Chiefs football, but that's what the record says.
Do you think it's Taylor Swift's fault? Do you think she's distracting?
You're looking for somebody to blame.
You think she's distracting?
It's all her fault. She's distracting Patrick and Kelsey and all of them. But this is going to be a tough game for them. The Colts are one of the best teams in the AFC record-wise. Games at KC. It's the first time we've seen the Chiefs be possibly the aggressive team. They're always kind of the hunted team. Mm-hmm. Now they're going to have to be the hunter and be more aggressive, and they're fighting for their playoff lives right now. So that's a different Chief team than we've seen in the past. So, but that'll be a good. That's one of the more marquee matchups this weekend.
Okay. Well, Pittsburgh Steelers at Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I know we got a lot of Steeler fans here in the area. We got Steeler fans all over the country. It's probably one of the best fan bases in the country. But they go to Chicago. Chicago, probably one of the more sneakier good teams we've seen this year. Ben Johnson done a great job with the Bears. Steelers with Aaron Rodgers and that wrist injury. That's going to be interesting going ahead to this weekend. It's on his non-throwing hand, so we'll see if he plays or not. If he doesn't, does Pittsburgh have enough defense to slow down Chicago? But game will be in Chicago, but the Bears, probably one of the better stories in the NFL this year.
Okay. New York Giants at Detroit Lions.
Yeah, the Giants pulled the trigger this week. They fired Brian Dable as their coach. Well, actually, it was a little over a week ago that they did that. But the Lions, boy, they had a really tough night offensively the other night against the defending champion Eagles. So Detroit, this is an interesting week for them because it's Thanksgiving week coming up, and they're going to have a short schedule, which I'll talk about that coming up. But I like the Lions here to bounce back against the reeling Giants.
Okay. Minnesota Vikings at Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, the Packers still in the mix possibly for that divisional title. Minnesota, boy,
what are they called? The Cheeseheads?
Yeah, the Cheeseheads of Green Bay. But Minnesota with McCarthy as their quarterback. I still didn't understand the draft pick when it happened. It has not worked out so far, but I like Green Bay at home. Probably be frigid up there like it usually is.
Oh, yeah. I used to work with a weatherman that now works in the Green Bay area. So
probably going to be like in the teens, probably with snow or something.
I bet he's loving it because he came from Mississippi where there's like no weather.
Now he's got all the weather he can handle now.
Yeah. All right, so Philadelphia Eagles at Dallas Cowboys.
You know, the Cowboys here, Vikash, they're playing better. Mm-hmm. If they start getting on a roll here, we might be talking playoffs. It's a way down the road if that even happens. Yeah. But Philadelphia, the defending champions, Dak Prescott has only lost once against Philadelphia in the last 3 or 4 years. So Dallas at home. I know Cowboy fans are getting a little excited here. Defending champs coming in, so that'll be a good game this weekend as well.
So earlier this week, I actually got to meet Tony Dorsett. Mm-hmm. And that was a fun interview. Yeah, that was cool.
Probably one of the more legendary Cowboy players.
Yeah, I got to meet him, and I got to meet Jackie Sherrill.
Yeah, Coach Sherrill. So
that was cool. They were both very nice, very good to the media. I was very nervous to go up to Tony, and I was like, please, can you please do an interview? He was super nice. They were both super nice.
They're fantastic guys. Appreciate them. That was a great event.
Yeah, that was the Boys and Girls Club Celebration of Excellence. They both spoke at it, and they both support the Boys and Girls Club, which is kind of cool.
Fantastic. So,
all right, so Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, Rams right now, they probably have one of the leading candidates for MVP in their huddle right now at quarterback, and of course Tampa Bay trying. And the only thing about Tampa Bay is they're only like a game and a half up on the Panthers right now in the South, in the NFC South. But I like the Rams here. Rams probably are becoming more of one of the favorites here to maybe get to the Super Bowl. Right now they are. That could change, obviously.
Gotcha. And then did you, I see on our rundown here, we got Thanksgiving games.
Yeah, I figured I'd sneak the Thanksgiving games in here because, a lot of people, do the turkey and dressing and, want to sit around and watch football. So we figured we'd throw the schedule out for the Thanksgiving games. And, of course, the reason I mentioned Detroit earlier it's like a staple. I mean, Thanksgiving and the Detroit Lions. I mean, it's like they are always on the Thanksgiving
it's like
game.
the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
It literally is the staple. So, but the Thanksgiving games there, you see the Lions and the Packers there at the bottom. They will have the early game on Thursday. It'll be on Fox at 12 noon. So after you take in the Thanksgiving Day parade, you can tune over to Fox, and the Packers and Lions will be playing in Detroit. The other games, you see the Chiefs and the Cowboys are going to play. That'll be on CBS and Paramount Plus. That'll be a 3:30 window for that kick there in Dallas. And then the night game will be the Bengals and the Ravens. That'll be on NBC and Peacock at 7:20 that night. So you got a little bit of football. And
watch it all day.
And I believe, and I forgot to put one of these in there, it's a Black Friday game that's going to be on Amazon Prime Video between the Bears and the Eagles. I forgot about that one. It's going to be on Friday. Of course, you got the Egg Bowl on Friday. You got the Iron Bowl on Saturday.
It is like football time.
Feasting and football.
It's almost like it's football season.
You're right. So, but just wanted to sneak those Thanksgiving games in there because we'll be looking for something on the tube while we're trying to avoid the family next Thursday.
Okay. Trying to avoid the family. Yeah, you could just get into the turkey coma and turn the TV on.
Stretchy pants and all.
Yes. After about your third round of pumpkin pie.
Exactly.
All right, man. Well, anything else you want to say about the games to watch? I know, obviously, we got our eye on Lamar this week. Any other big games you want to mention before we sign off here?
College football is kind of tough to pick one of those games to watch just because it's it's a little bit of an odd schedule with both State and Ole Miss not playing this week. And I know we did mention some of the other SEC teams like Auburn, where they're playing Mercer. This is one of those weeks where you've got a lot of SEC teams playing these non-conference games, so it's not really a exciting weekend in college football. But, obviously everybody's gearing up for the big Egg Bowl next Friday and the Iron Bowl as well. So next week's the big week in
I've been
college
to
football.
many an Egg Bowl, actually.
I have too.
Yeah,
I have too.
Been to a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like near and far.
Near and far.
I've gone to the Oxford ones.
Yeah. So,
but
it should be a good ball game next week as they're both coming off bye weeks. And, of course, we'll see what happens in that one. So, but good luck to Lamar state championship on Saturday.
Yes.
So,
looking forward to see the turnout for that. So I'm excited. All right. Well, before we go here, we do want to give one last final shout out to our sponsors. We want to thank our sponsors for being with us for this kind of first year that we've done this football feed show. I think we kicked it off and it was great, and we really appreciate everybody. So first shout out goes to Tammy Thompson's Bail Bonds 101. If you need help fast, you can give her a call at 601-513-9588 or visit her at 600 Constitution Avenue in downtown Meridian. She's got 24/7 support serving Lauderdale, Clark, Newton, and surrounding counties with confidential service.
Fantastic. Appreciate you, Tammy, as always. And, of course, big thanks to Jason and the staff down at All-Star Team Sports. As football season is starting to wind down here with high schools, don't worry, sports continues. We got basketball, we've got soccer, and before you know it, spring semester will be here with baseball and softball, so it never stops. And, of course, they have all your sporting goods and uniforms, everything you need for the season, and even for you supporters, if you want something customized, they can do it down at All-Star Team Sports near downtown Meridian.
All right, and we also want to give a shout out to Ujjwal Kumar with Dillard's Men's Department at Uptown Meridian. He is a men's fashion expert. You can go see him to get something new or freshen up what you already have. You can also go consult with him about maybe a gift this year for some of the men in your life. He's men's department. You can go there, find him, ask for him, or you can give him a call at 601-686-1129. That is Ujjwal Kumar.
And finally, got to thank Bill and the staff down at Brickhaus Brewtique, right in the heart of downtown Meridian at 2206 Front Street. If you're looking for a place with the largest selection of craft beer in Mississippi and some seriously good handcrafted food, Brickhaus is the place. Whether you're catching the game, hanging out with friends, or just kicking back after a long week, and maybe kicking back after going grocery shopping for Thanksgiving, Brickhaus has you covered. Of course, Bill wants to say go blue as they take on the Maryland Terrapins this weekend, and of course next week against Ohio State. But be sure to swing by and see him at 2206 Front Street in downtown Meridian.
And of course, we couldn't do the show without our producers, Mackenzie Joyner and Nickie Farmer. So we definitely want to give them a giant shout out. They are behind the scenes. They're making graphics. They're keeping time. They're throwing things at me when I say the wrong thing or whatever. We really appreciate our producers. They made this entire show possible. And of course, it's recorded here in Digio Strategies in Meridian. And we're just thankful to be able to do this. And, you know, Rob, fingers crossed we may get renewed next year. You know? We may get renewed.
The contract negotiations have started.
Oh, yeah. And if I've learned anything from football, I know that I need to ask for a couple $1 million in my contract.
Because, those buyouts seem to be pretty key for some of these guys, right?
So I'll be writing up something similar, you know, and I'll be pitching that to
there you go. Yeah,
boss,
we'll put that in the tiny print at the very bottom of the contract. So.
Yes, exactly. Because, I mean, you know, I'm on the same level, so, right?
I think so. Hey, if you believe it, go with it.
The first step is to be delusional. So.
Aren't we all?
All right, Rob. Well, thank you for, I guess, just being a great co-host this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And hopefully we will get to do this again next year.
Absolutely. And good luck to the Lamar Raiders this weekend. Special group once again. It's been a pleasure covering them this year. And good luck to our other area teams that are still hanging out in the playoffs. Clarkdale, Heidelberg, Union, Kemper County, and Neshoba. Best of luck to all of them this weekend. And still got a shot at maybe more than one state championship maybe out of this group.
We'll see. But I saw where Helen asked, what now? So basically, just stay tuned to the Queen City Newsfeed Facebook page, and I'm sure we will have some other things coming up, some other projects, other things for you.
I did want to ask, too, put a plug in for the best of, 2025. So.
Of course.
Yeah, don't want to forget about that. Look at him thinking.
I know.
Look at him thinking. He's such a company guy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so nominations actually end tonight, right? And
tonight at midnight? Okay.
Midnight, basically, yeah.
Okay.
So nominations end tonight. So if you haven't nominated your favorite businesses, get those nominations in. And, I mean, we've got categories for just about everything, Rob. I mean, it's, all kinds of stuff. We've even got, like, favorite event venue, favorite tourism spot.
Yeah, there you see it on your screen right there as Mackenzie's scrolling through the categories there, and there they are on the website.
Arts and entertainment, local, shopping. So if you go through here and you look around and you don't see your favorite business, this is your last chance to nominate those businesses. And then voting will start on the 24th, November 24th.
Okay, so the 24th, okay.
And it will run to, I believe, December 11th is when the voting will run to. And then, of course, we will have our winners the week of December 15th.
Fantastic. So, I just wanted to give a plug in for that. It's been a great opening to this best of 2025 for Queen City Newsfeed. And I know the stories are not slowing down in the news department right now.
No, yesterday was a crazy day.
Yeah, I bet. So, but with Christmas coming around the corner, a lot to cover here in the Twin States.
Oh, yeah.
So
we'll have a lot coming up. So that is what's next, Helen. So anyway, all right.
Look at you, pleasing the people.
I know, right? All right, thank you guys for joining us. We've had a great time, and I wish I could say see you here next week, but probably not. But stay tuned to Queen City Newsfeed Facebook page and queencitynewsfeed.com for more information.
He's never running for office. He's too honest.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us, and have a great day.